Joining us now on the line is New York Times bestselling authoress Ann Coulter. One of her many bestselling books is entitled In Trump We Trust. Does that still apply today, Ann?
It was always trust but verify.
Well, here's the quote in the Wall Street Journal on the front page story today about you from the President of the United States. This is an interview he gave yesterday to the Wall Street Journal. I hear she's become very hostile. Maybe I didn't return her phone calls or something. And this follows a tweet from Friday after he signed the budget deal to reopen the partially shut down government. This is from Ann Coulter. Good news for George Herbert Walker Bush, : As of today, he is no longer the biggest wimp ever to serve as president of the United States. Now, Ann,
I think the president loves me. That's like the sweetest, nicest thing he's ever said to anyone who was, at all critical of him. So maybe there is hope. Maybe he does have something up his sleeve. But I'm a keeper of the flame on the Trump campaign and Make America Great Again. And I think he needs somebody reminding him of his promises.
Yep. But Ann, he's all by himself up there. I mean, did you sense a love out of the people that were on those chat shows yesterday, other than his own guy Mick Mulvaney? Marco Rubio is still looking to cut his throat.
This is such a stupid Fox News line. Oh, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. No, he is the president. Number one, he had a Republican House and Senate for 2 years, and he kicked the can down the road for 2 years when he could have struck a deal. He could have given Rubio something he wants. Who knows, invade Venezuela for Rubio. So not only did he kick the can down the road for 2 years, but as I have been saying since Election Day, in fact, even before, I think it's in Trump we trust, but verify. And that is he's president of the United States.
But verify is not in the title, just for the record. Maybe in the next paperback edition it will be in the title, but it's not there in the original hardcover, is it?
Yes, but that is implicit, of course, for all of us Reaganites. But one of the points I made in the book is there were so many brilliant things about Trump's campaign, and I do still strongly recommend that book, particularly if somebody could get it on Donald Trump's nightstand. Because not only was he making promises that we've been waiting for 30 years for a politician to promise, not only did he not back under relentless attacks, but all of his central campaign promises were things, as I pointed out in the book, he doesn't need Congress for. And one of them is building a wall. He is commander-in-chief. His number one responsibility is not bombing Syria, building fences in Pakistan, protecting Syrian Christians, protecting the Kurds. It's protecting the United States citizens.
I know,
to
but
build a wall is 100% in his authority.
And they will go to court. You know that. You're a lawyer.
Oh, my gosh. He should have said on the campaign trail, I'll build a wall. Oh, unless liberals go to court.
Yeah, but Ann, you
talk about an addendum.
Wait.
That's a pretty big addendum.
He had a
Unless
Republican
anyone
Congress.
objects. I'll build the wall unless someone objects.
Was Paul Ryan really a Republican?
Look, I hate Paul Ryan, but we didn't elect, we didn't elect Paul Ryan president. We elected Donald Trump president. He made these promises. He hasn't fulfilled them. And his supposed friends telling him, oh, no, don't worry, you don't have to build a wall. That's a fantasy. Wait until it's campaign season, and there's no wall. And he's headed for, I promise you, they'll do the same thing. I mean, I've written about this many times, including exactly 2 weeks after Trump was elected. The way the left lured the first President Bush into abandoning his no new taxes, read my lips, no new taxes pledge. I went back and read the New York Times, and there are all these articles about, well, we need an adult in the room, the responsible thing to do. The New York Times keeps editorializing, op-ed, you have to do it, just relentless pressure from the left, and even conservatives think he's got to raise taxes.
I get the feeling
this is very important. The second he raised taxes, all we heard from the New York Times and from the Democrats was, "Ha ha, he broke his promises. He broke his." And later, Democrats admitted we didn't even need the taxes. We just wanted him to break his promise.
But Ann, do you get the feeling that he's looking forward to that he liked backing down on Friday? He was angry. That's why he put in that 15 minutes of boilerplate, from the campaign trail about why we need a wall. He's still in there battling, trying to figure something out to do. But he's in there by himself, Ann. I mean, tell me who's on his side.
Howie.
Tell me who's on his side outside of his total inner circle. Okay, are you calling the shots? Let's play I wanted to get your reaction to this Adam Schiff cut here from you've heard it, but play cut 6,
Probably
Steve.
Not.
Cut 6.
I don't support any wall funding, but I do support border security. And the important thing I think to remember here is Democrats and Republicans can not only reach an agreement on border security, we already have multiple times. In fact, we agreed on conference reports that would set out the funding for border security. We sent multiple bills, through each chamber with bipartisan support. The only thing that got in the way was the president was frightened off by Ann Coulter and Rush Limbaugh. And while we will negotiate amongst each other and with the White House, we're not about to negotiate with these conservative pundits.
When was the last time you negotiated with Adam Schiff, the pencil-necked geek from Framingham, Massachusetts, originally?
Accused of sexual harassment, I hear. Yeah, I'm sure the millions of people who voted for Trump didn't notice that he said every single day on the campaign trail that he'd build a wall. And this business about, his inner circle is against him. Who hired the inner circle? The addendum to I'll build a wall is getting even longer. I'll build a wall unless anyone objects, and Jared signs off on it.
You've never liked Jared, but let me ask you this, Ann. Would you prefer to have?
But he has not served President Trump well. I did
with the
like
Comey,
Jared just fine.
Tell him not to fire Comey. I agree. That was a terrible, terrible error, and there have been other ones as well.
Well, the biggest one, I think, even bigger than, because who cares about Russia? It just makes liberals look ridiculous. But, that was pretty big. The Democrats will love it. Fire Comey. I think much bigger than that was delivering Doug Jones to America, a Democratic senator from the most conservative state in the union. And how did that happen? Because Jared said, endorse Luther Strange, not Mo Brooks. Mo Brooks, the total MAGA candidate. He's lockstep and very smart. He's already a congressman. But Jared had the great idea.
Wait a second, Ann. You're a fan of Mitch McConnell, are you not? Or you were at one time?
I'm a fan of Republicans not stupidly giving up their majority or maintaining themselves as a minority party. It is true. And I'm perfectly clear. When Republicans have a minority in the Senate.
It was Mitch McConnell who liked Luther Strange because he was a lobbyist. Mitch McConnell is the one who convinced Donald Trump to endorse Luther Strange rather than one of our guys, Mo Brooks.
I think your listeners are big enough fans of mine to know that I've been very clear on this point, but it's kind of important to what you're saying, and that is after Republicans lost control of the Congress, devastating in 2006. Oh yeah, why? Because President Bush was pushing amnesty, explained with poll numbers in Adios America. After that, we keep running, I'm sorry, I love a lot of these people. Christine O'Donnell, Todd Aiken, that guy Murdoch in Indiana. They keep doing stupid things and running against incumbents. When you are a minority in the Senate, you cannot do anything. You are just losing. We got Obamacare through because of that. Until you get a majority, no primarying Republican incumbents. That was my sole point with Mitch McConnell. He was hardly the worst of Republicans. I think McCain takes that honor. But that's a lot different from saying,
wait a second. Did you ever say anything nice? Did you ever say anything nice about a moderate? What was his name? Bill Castle in Delaware. I'll bet you never said a damn thing nice about him. But now you're saying, why did Christine O'Donnell run against him?
Yeah. You would have voted for
you're Monday morning quarterback in here, aren't you?
No, I think you're sort of wedded to this. You have this idea that we have to idolize humans. I don't idolize humans. I don't support the man. I support ideas. And when Republicans are in a minority in the United States Senate, we can't get anything done. Who's better? And by the way, I noticed you definitely switched from not endorsing Mo Brooks, the most MAGA member of the United States Congress, and Jared tells Trump, don't endorse him. Do what Mitch McConnell does. And your best defense is that 6 years ago, I didn't want Mitch McConnell primaried so that we would lose or would never have a chance of having a majority in the Senate. That's really that's a rim shot. Whoa.
Well, if we want to go back into the deep recesses of the past, and I think you liked Willard Mitt Romney at one point, didn't you?
I liked a lot of people. So did you. You pick the best you have at the time. This idea that you endorsed him once. You thought he was better than Newt Gingrich. You thought he was better than John McCain. So now you have to agree with everything he ever does. That's insane. Are you a child?
I'm just saying, do you want Kamala Harris, just to pick a name at random, or Howard
that's
Schultz?
What I'm asking. That's what I'm asking the small faction of Trump's base, saying, "Oh, we don't care if he keeps his promises, because if he doesn't build a wall, welcome President Kamala Harris."
Well, the point is, I mean, if you're just going to just rip him apart to shreds, what is he going to? How is he going to keep his base, his promise? I mean, isn't he trying to keep his promise?
How is he going to keep his promise?
He shut the government down for longer than anybody else has ever shut it down.
Also, he had a really good speech, and he sent a tweet: "Break ground today." That's how he keeps his promise. He builds a wall. He doesn't tweet about building a wall. He doesn't give speeches about building a wall. He doesn't just announce, "Oh, I want to build a wall, but everyone's stopping me because I'm just president." Build the wall, and he will have no greater defender than Ann Coulter. I'll spend the rest of my life putting him on Mount Rushmore. I might add,
what happens when he enjoys? What happens when the court? Even if it's some nutty Obama judge in the Ninth Circuit, what does he do when the judge issues an injunction to stop him? What does he do?
Number one, keep building. Number two, the promise was not, I'll build a wall unless the ACLU brings a lawsuit and objects.
All right, Ann, we got to take a break. What's the name of that book that's got Trump's name in the title?
Resistance is Futile, How the Trump-Hating Left Lost Its Collective Mind, which proves I defend Trump better than even these kiss-up, nose-up-his-butt Trump lovers right now on everything except him not keeping his promises.
Okay. And the other book is In Trump We Trust. Ann Coulter,
and the one before that is Adios America.
All right. Thank you, Ann Coulter, for being with us. I'm Howie Carr.